Hey everybody, I'm Michelle Roy of Dragonfly Wellness, and this is part 2 in a 2-part video on transitions. So I had brought part 1 to you last week and I said I would expand on that, and so this is the expansion. So years ago, one of my students said to me, I've gone to some of my greatest blessings kicking and screaming. And that resonated with me so much. I mean, so much then and all through the years. I so get that, right? Like, we get these disappointments in our lives and we don't recognize in the moment that those disappointments are clearing space for something even better to come to us, right? And we just have to trust in that. And it's so hard. That is the hardest thing, right? So I thought I would just expand on that and share the story of my mom celebrating her 85th birthday. And she was supposed to go to Mexico and celebrate with her sisters. And through a series of events, she was unable to go at the very last minute. And obviously there was some disappointment around that. And at the same time, there was some recognition that it's probably not a bad thing that she didn't go to Mexico. But, you know, she was sad, and she was sad. She was really not so much sad about Mexico, but she was really sad she didn't get to see her sisters. So I said, hey, as a consolation prize, would you come up to the mountains? Because I had already planned to have my dad here while she was away. And so they both came up. And what resulted out of that visit was we ended up going to see or to visit this retirement community that I had looked into for them a long time, like a year ago. And I had been looking into places in Florida and the mountains, very unclear about how or when or if that would ever happen, that they would move into one of these communities, and where it would be and all of that. I had no idea what that would look like. And then And there were years, you know, that we would have the conversations. We've been having this conversation for a lot of years, and my mom just wasn't ready. She kept saying, I don't want to give up my independence, which I get and respect. But we could all see that this was probably going to happen at some point. And it's just, the question is like, how does it happen, right? Is it because of an accident or an illness or an injury, or they never go to the community? I don't know. And when it was time for it to happen, it was like the most easy sequential thing ever. So she didn't get to go to Mexico. She got to come to the mountains. We go to see this place. What a difference a week makes. 2 weeks, I guess, actually. She comes up here and we see it and they know it and they love it. And now they're moving here in the fall. When I left Florida in May, this was not, them relocating to North Carolina was not even in the realm of possibility in my mind. Yet all the things that, the research I had started a year ago, some different things with my mom's health, her being unable to go to Mexico, them coming up here instead, all of those things led to this opportunity. And it was so easy and so right, and the very unit that they wanted was available. I mean, it could not have been more simple and easy. No angst, no difficult conversation, none of that. It was just beautiful and easy and free. And I was reminded again of this practice and how we don't know when the seeds we plant are going to grow. We just have to go through our lives planting seeds of intention and then leaving them alone. That's the hardest part, because we can't control anything, right? You're in control of yourself. You're in control of your actions, your words, your mental state. You're not in control of anyone else. You're not in control of situations. So it's hard to let go of what we want to influence, and especially when we think we know better about something, whatever it is, or we have wishes, right? We don't want to have that disappointment. You really wanted this thing to happen, but sometimes there's something even better. And that's when we, as I was saying in the first video, have to step into this flow and just go where you're led. Make your next best choice and then see what happens, right? Some things are very clear to us. It's a very clear line where we go, and other things are very ambiguous. And the ambiguous things are the things that make us uncomfortable because we like to know, right? Homo sapiens like to know, and we don't always get to know. We just have to trust it's all going to work out some way. And sometimes we encounter disappointments or even sadnesses, losses, tragedies. They all lead to something if you can keep an open mind and an open heart. So there's your inspiration for transitions. The other piece I think I want to say about that, let me add to this, is how joyfully my parents are approaching this transition in their lives. At 85, they're making a 600 plus mile relocation to a brand new place to live, and they are doing it with joy and enthusiasm and trust and faith, and it's so beautiful to witness. It's so beautiful to be part of it. It's amazing, and it reminds me where my adventurous spirit comes from, where my trust in the universe comes from, and I'm just really grateful for them, for the teachers that they are in my life, and I'm really grateful that I get to journey this part, to walk this part of their journey with them. So that's everybody. Just wanted to share those transitions that are happening in my life and their life with you, and hopefully it will inspire you in some way to keep going. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Namaste.